It's probably about time we had a look at some of the variables in this program. They're called that because they vary as the program runs. We're going to look at the three that feature here in the standalone program. It's set up slightly differently in the online version, but the principles are all the same. So we've got three variables, var here for variable. We've got num immune, we've got num infected, and we've got num infectious. These are all integers, so they're all whole numbers. These three variables are tallies that keep track of, well, three different things. The number of people who are immune, the number of people who have been infected, and the number of people who are, at the moment, infectious. There are two main things we're going to want to make these numbers do. We will want to make them go up by 1, or we'll want to make them go down by 1, depending on whether someone becomes infected or recovers, and so on. To make a value go up, we inc or increase. So that's what these two lines here are doing. We have inc, and then in brackets we have the name of the variable. So what this line here will do is it will increase by 1 the number that is stored as num infected. So if num infected is, let's say, 7, and then the program reaches this line, inc num infected, it will increase num infected by 1, so num infected will go from being 7 to being 8, and it stores that new value in the computer. So what it's doing is it's adding 1 to the tally that the computer is keeping. It will increase the value of the variable by an increment of 1. We also have an example of exactly the opposite. Here we have dec for decrease. So this is going to decrease the value stored as num infectious by 1. But to be able to increase and decrease, we do need to give the variable an initial value. That's what's going on up here. What these three lines do is they set the initial value of each of these tallies to 0. So we have the name of the variable, then we have a colon, then we have an equal sign, and then the number that we want to set it to, and we finish with a semicolon. Let's test all this out with a toy example. So I'm going to do this just by copying the syntax that's already there for these variables, but just give it a different name. So let's just call it toy to keep it simple. So we've got toy, then we've got a colon, and I'm going to make it an integer, just like all the others, and then a semicolon to finish. So we have now declared our variable in the variable section of our code. Then we need to initiate it. We need to give it an initial value. And we're going to do that by, again, just copying what's already here. Our variable is called toy. So we're going to have toy colon equals, let's go with 3, because we can initialize it to whatever we fancy. And then let's skip down to the end of the code and let's play around with it a little bit here. So we'll begin just by getting it to tell us what the value is for our new variable. So write ln open bracket open quote toy variable, a colon and a space and a close quote mark. Then we need this little plus, and then copying the syntax of 2 lines above, we're going to have str open bracket, then the name of the variable, which was just toy, close bracket, and that's it. We're going to close another bracket, we're going to give it a semicolon. Great. Let's run that as it is, just to check that we haven't made any mistakes so far. But to make it go a bit faster, let's set our immune probability to 99. Then we're going to run it. Now this is such a classic mistake that you'd almost think it was deliberate. What has happened here is that I've forgotten a semicolon at the end of a line. So what it's doing is it's telling me exactly what I've done wrong. It's saying that a semicolon is needed after this command here, which is on line 86. So let's go and have a look at that and see what we missed. What we need is a semicolon there so that the computer knows that there's going to be another command after it and it can process it accordingly. Okay, try again. Now we're running nicely. And let's look at the output to keep it nice and clean. We can see our toy variable has a value of 3. So far so good, but let's actually make our variable do something. We want to increase it by 1, so inc, then the name of the variable, toy, close brackets and semicolon. That's it, done. Let's see if that worked by getting it to output it. Toy variable after increase, space, close quote, then plus string, and we're going to ask it to tell us what toy is now. Okay, let's do this a couple more times, except let's now decrease it. So if we decrease toy and then get it to output for us toy variable after decrease plus str toy, and let's do the same again. Decrease toy, right len toy variable after second decrease. Again, plus str toy, close bracket, semicolon. So if we've got this right, what are we expecting to see? Well, we know already that our toy variable is starting at 3, so hopefully it will say toy variable 3. We've got that far. Then it should increment it and write that the toy variable is 4. Then it should decrease it and write that the toy variable is hopefully 3. Again, decrease it again, and we should get that the toy variable is 2. Let's see if that bears out by actually running the program. Okay, few cases dying out, and here we go. So our toy variable starts as 3, we increase it to 4, we decrease it to 3, and we decrease it again to 2. So our toy variable is behaving as expected. So now you know how to set up a variable, how to increase and decrease that variable, how to output what that variable is at any point, and that is a very good start.